She made a rule she immediately regretted. I worked retail for 3 years without a single issue. Then we got a new manager who decided, out of nowhere, that all employees had to get her verbal permission before clocking out at the end of their shift. No explanation. Just a new rule posted on the backroom door one Monday morning. I read it, thought about it, and decided to follow it to the letter. My shift ended at 6. I finished everything, tidied my section, and went to find her. She was in the middle of a conversation with a vendor and waved me off. So I waited. I reorganized the clearance rack. I restocked a shelf I had already restocked. At 8:30, she walked past me and said, "Why are you still here?" I said you told me I needed permission to clock out and you were busy, so I waited. She stared at me for a long time. I clocked out. She paid me 2.5 hours of overtime for rearranging things that were already organized. The rule was removed from the backroom door by Wednesday. I never said another word about it. The best story is still coming. Don't go anywhere. They stole my car and tried to sell it online. To me. My car was stolen from my driveway on a Thursday night. I filed the police report, called my insurance, and accepted that I would probably never see it again. 4 days later, a friend sent me a screenshot. My car was listed on Facebook Marketplace 2 towns over. Same dents on the rear bumper, same cracked corner on the left tail light, same parking permit sticker on the windshield from my old apartment complex. I called the detective on my case immediately. He told me very clearly not to respond to the listing and not to go anywhere near it. I did exactly what he said. The detective created a fake buyer profile, messaged the seller, negotiated a meeting at a gas station parking lot, and showed up with 2 additional officers. The thief arrived in my car, my registration still in the glove box, my gym bag still in the trunk. He was arrested immediately. I picked my car up from the impound the next morning. The detective told me the same individual was connected to 11 other vehicle thefts in the area. My gym bag had not even been opened. The best story is still coming. Don't go anywhere. He took credit for everything I built. The emails did the rest. I had been building a new client onboarding system for 4 months. Every update, every draft, every revision went through email. My coworker sat next to me, watched me build it, asked questions, and then walked into a meeting with the director and presented the entire thing as his solo project while I was out sick. He got the promotion. He got the raise. He got the title. I said nothing to anyone. What I did do was forward 6 months of emails, every single thread where I was the one doing the work, asking questions, sending updates, to the director with a subject line that said wanted to make sure you had full context on the onboarding project. No accusations, no drama, just the paper trail speaking for itself. The director called me into her office 2 days later and asked why I had not said anything in the meeting. I told her I had not been there. She went very quiet. My coworker was gone within 2 weeks. I did not get his title. I got a better one and a salary that made the whole thing feel like justice delayed, but not denied. And the last story? Absolutely unhinged. Keep watching. He thought moving into my building would rattle me. He had no idea what was coming. My ex and I broke up after I found out he had been lying to me for most of our relationship. Nothing physical, but the kind of sustained dishonesty that makes you question everything you thought you knew about a person. I moved on, got my own place, felt settled, felt good. Then 6 months later, I ran into him in the elevator of my own building. Same floor, 3 doors down. He smiled like it was totally normal. I smiled back and went inside and locked my door and sat on my kitchen floor for about 10 minutes. Then I got up and made some calls. I had known for a while that the building owner was looking to sell. We had spoken about it casually in the lobby more than once. I had savings. I had been thinking about property for years. I made an offer the following week. It was accepted. I became his landlord. I want to be very clear that I handled everything through a property management company and conducted myself with complete professionalism. When his lease came up for renewal, the management company sent a standard notice that it would not be renewed. He moved out 30 days later. I still live there. I have a very pleasant morning routine. And now, the story you've been waiting for. This one will leave you speechless. He disappeared without a trace. Over a decade later, he came back asking for help. This is what I said. I was 29 years old when my husband did not come home from a camping trip. His car was found near a trailhead 3 states away. His wallet was inside. There was no body. Search and rescue looked for 11 days. I planned a memorial. I grieved. I rebuilt my life from the ground up. I went back to school, finished my degree, built a career, eventually found happiness again. It took years. 14 years after he vanished, I got a Facebook message from a name I did not recognize. The message said he was sorry, that he had been living under a different name in another state, that he had been scared and overwhelmed and made a choice he could not take back, and that he needed help, specifically financial help, because he was facing a serious legal situation and had no one to turn to. He said he had followed my life from a distance. He said he was proud of who I had become. He said he hoped I could find it in my heart to hear him out. I read the message 4 times. Then I forwarded it, along with his new name, his profile, and every detail I could find, to the detective who had handled his disappearance case. Faking your own death is a crime. Using that disappearance to escape financial obligations, which I later learned he had, including a business debt and a pending lawsuit, is also a crime. I did not respond to his message. I did block him. The last thing I heard, through a mutual contact, was that he had been located and was facing several charges. I was in Italy when I found out. I ordered a glass of wine and watched the sun go down over the water and felt absolutely nothing except grateful for the life I had built without him.